In the previous classes, we had discussed about the single stage transistor amplifier. Here the figure shows the common emitter single stage transistor amplifier, and here we are labeled all the current flowing through the circuit or different paths. And we know that the current through any branch in the amplifier circuit will consisting of both AC and DC. The AC sources that is connected here, the VCC, is responsible for the DC currents and DC voltages in the circuit, and the signal which is supplied to the circuit is an AC, which is responsible for the different AC voltages and AC currents through the circuit. So in an amplifier circuit, the currents through different branches will be the sum of AC and DC voltages and currents. So it is easy to discuss a circuit with its DC conditions and AC conditions separately, so that to get the total current through any branch we need to add the AC and DC currents. So for that we will consider the DC equivalent and AC equivalent circuit of the common emitter transistor amplifier. So it is always better to replace the any circuit in which is having both AC and DC conditions into its DC and AC equivalent circuits. So here we will consider the DC equivalent circuit. In this lecture we will consider the DC equivalent circuit of a common emitter transistor amplifier. Then in the next lecture we will consider the AC equivalent circuit of a common emitter transistor amplifier, so that we will can calculate the total current flowing through any branches, the sum of the AC and DC currents through any branch. So to discuss the DC equivalent circuit, first of all we will consider the DC equivalent circuit. For considering the DC equivalent circuit, what we will do here is we will consider only the DC conditions of the circuit. That means we will replace all the AC sources, or we will remove all the AC sources in the circuit. So we have to remove this AC source, and also we know that a capacitor always blocks DC and passes AC. So during the DC conditions we will open up all the capacitors. So what we are going to do here is we will consider the DC equivalent circuit. So to discuss the DC equivalent circuit, the two things which we have to do is, first thing is remove all AC sources in the circuit. Then second step we have to do is, since the capacitor does not pass AC, so open up all capacitors. So when we do that two steps to this circuit, we have to remove this AC signal. Also we have to open up all the capacitors connected here, here. So what remains is that we are having a plus VCC here, which will appear across R1 and R2, and we are having RC and RA here. All the rest of the things, if we open up CC, coupling capacitor, no current flows through this branch, so we have to open here, and since there is no current flowing through the DC current flowing through the emitter bypass capacitor, we will open up here, and we will open this also, the input capacitor. Then if we do such procedures, then the resulting circuit will resemble like this. So this is the DC equivalent circuit. So this is the DC equivalent circuit of a common emitter transistor amplifier. Now the important thing in this one is the effective load resistance. We need to calculate the effective load resistance of this circuit. So to get the effective load resistance means we have to we are taking the output voltage across the collector and emitter terminals of this transistor. So we have to calculate the resistance across the collector emitter junction or terminal. So effective load resistance means it is the resistance appears across collector emitter terminal or collector emitter junction of this transistor. So to get the effective resistance, we will replace the circuit by its Thevenin equivalent, and we will calculate the Thevenin equivalent resistance of the circuit across the terminals, collector and emitter terminals. So if we replace this circuit by its Thevenin equivalent to find the effective resistance across the terminals, collector and emitter, we know that to Thevenize a circuit, to find the effective resistance, we have to open the terminal across which we have to calculate the resistance. So we will open this collector junction here and this emitter junction here. So we will open up here and we have to find the resistances across the terminals C and E, and also we have to short the all the voltage sources. So we have to short this VCC. So then if we short this VCC, then the resulting circuit will look like this. So VCC has been shorted because in the upper part we are having plus VCC and lower we are having the ground, so they are connected together, and we need to find the volt resistance across these two terminals, that is across the collector and emitter. So to get it, just I am redrawing this diagram in this way. We are having C, the terminal C here, and across from C we are having a collector resistance RC. From that we are having a resistance R1 here, a resistance R2 is here, and here we are having the emitter resistance, and the terminal RE is here. So RE is here, RC is here, the collector terminal C is here, and this because R1 and R2 are shorted by this line, so we are drawing that line also. So this is the analog circuit of this one, and here we are having a base, and it is, since collector and emitter are open, so nothing is here, so it will look like this. So since this is R1 and this is R2, since this terminal is open, shorted, that is from this end to this end to this end is shorted by a wire, then we can see that this RC and RE are in series. So effective load resistance of the circuit is given by, or DC effective DC load, we can call it as the DC equivalent, so we can call it as the DC load. So effective load resistance or load is equal to RC in series with RE, so we can write it as RC plus RE. So this is the effective DC load of the circuit. And also we have to calculate the other parameters, that is the current I1, then current IB, IC, IE, etc. we can calculate just by applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law and current law. That we are not doing here because it is already done in the previous lectures. That is, if you consider this current I1, if you consider I2 is the current flowing through R2, usually we will take I1 is equal to I2 since IB is very small. In that case, I1 is given by VCC by R1 plus R2, and this IC we can get from the expression VCC is equal to ICRC plus VCE plus IERE. And this IE is approximately equal to IC, so this equation can be written as VCC plus IC into RC plus RE. These equations are useful, VCE it is, so VCE plus IC into RC plus RE. These equations are useful while drawing the DC load line. So now if we consider the output of a circuit, the output current and voltages are interrelated by the load line. So load line is the graphical representation of output current and output voltage of a transistor circuit, and we have seen that in the case of a transistor in zero signal condition, the IC versus VCE is called load line. We call it as load line, which gives all the information provided by the output characteristics of a circuit. Now here, in the case of a common emitter transistor amplifier, we are both having AC and DC conditions, that is output is having both AC and DC, and to discuss the different currents and voltages, it is better to replace by its AC equivalent circuit and DC equivalent circuit. So now we have seen the DC equivalent circuit of a common emitter transistor amplifier. Now then in that case we are having the output DC current as IC and the output DC voltage as VCE. So the graphical representation or the relation between this VCE and IC can be drawn on a straight line, because according to the equation which we have just mentioned earlier, that is this equation. According to this equation, VCC equal to VCE plus ICRC plus RE. So we can write it as VCC is equal to VCE plus IC into RE plus RE. So here this VCC is a constant and RE plus RE is also a constant. So from here you can write VCE is equal to VCC minus IC into RE plus RC. Then we are already discussed this thing that since VCE and RE plus RC are constants, VCE and IC can be represented on a straight line because their relation is a linear relation, so they can be represented on a straight line, and the straight line is called a DC load line, and this diagram represents the DC load line of the common emitter transistor amplifier. So DC load line means it is the variation of the DC output current to the DC output voltage, that is zero signal collector current and zero signal collector emitter voltage. Now to draw a straight line, we need the two endpoints A and B. So to get the endpoints A and B, the point A is on the y-axis, that is on the IC axis. On IC we know that VCE is equal to 0. So when you set VCE is equal to 0 in the above equation, we will get IC is equal to VCC by RC plus RE. So this is the point of point A on the DC load line. And to get the other point B, since the point B is on the x-axis, that is on the VCE axis, on VCE axis the value of IC is 0. So when you put this IC is equal to 0 in the above equation, we will get VCE is equal to VCC. So this is the point B on the diagram. So the two endpoints of the DC load line of a common emitter transistor amplifier is given by IC is equal to VCC by RC plus RE and VCE is equal to VCC. This is the way we can determine the DC load line. So from the I am concluding the things which we have discussed here. In the case of an amplifier circuit, to get the different currents and voltages in different branches or different networks in the circuit, it is better to replace the circuit by its AC equivalent circuit and by its DC equivalent circuit. So here we are considering the DC equivalent circuit first. So when we are discussing DC equivalent circuit, we have to do two things. We have to remove all the AC sources and we have to open up all the capacitors. So when we do that one, we have to calculate the effective DC or DC load resistance, effective DC load resistance of the circuit, and we have obtained it as RC plus RE. Then the different currents and voltages can also be obtained by applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law, and also we can draw the variation of or the relation between the output voltage and output current, that is IC and VC on a graph, and which is a straight line according to the relation given by VCE is equal to VCC minus IC into RA plus RC. The two endpoints of this straight line can be determined according to this equation, so that we can draw the DC load line, and the DC load line gives the different values of the collector zero signal collector current corresponding to the different collector emitter voltages, DC collector emitter voltages. These are the conditions of the circuit in the DC condition.